Welcome back to Stunt Track Challenge. The show's really heating up now. You may have survived Buccaneer Bay, but it's time to light your tiki torches for a run around Tiki Island. Show 'em, Racecam. Tiki Island looks seriously spooky, so don't lose your head out there. Remember, finish third or higher at the end of the show to move on. The challenge instructions are being sent to your car's onboard computer now. Get ready to play Stunt Track Challenge. Get points for jumping the furthest. Avoid the spinning swords to keep your speed up for the jump.
Alright, welcome back everybody. Let's play Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge. So, I didn't get any actual feedback on whether or not you guys wanted to keep this commentator guy saying words. I've played through this game like 4 times, I should probably know what his name is, but I don't. So I'll just keep him saying words. Oh crap, I missed the... There you go. Oh, come on! No, please! Alright. And of course, this place opens up with another airborne, because these are fun. You do want to try to get a good start on these, though. With this spawn right in the green. Darn it. Thankfully, this one's actually easier than the first one, I think. I actually find that the first airborne challenge is the most difficult. I don't know why. Probably because of the twists it has. Otherwise, you can just do it on a straightaway. But anyways. Actually, the last one's way easiest by far. Wow. But anyhow, so I'll just keep the commentator guy on. Of course, try to stay off the rumble strips, those red things, if possible, since that actually slows you down. Do stunts. I believe I got stunt score right there. Yes, I did. I got almost 1,100 points. Oh no! Oh no! There's no more Alex. Where'd GwozJowski go? Dude. How can I do this without my arch nemesis? You make me sad, Alex. How did he not qualify? He suffered an injury of some sort, or was revealed to be cheating. Seriously, there has to be like some... Okay, this is what I ask of you people in the comments today. You know, I don't usually get a response. Come up with a reason why Alex GwozJowski disappeared. Because I'm sad. Alright, so which card did we not use last time? Let's look actually. This is the first time I've been in the menu since I've started the game. Huh. At least the menu out here. So what did we unlock last time? We unlocked Overboard, 454, or whatever that thing's called, and Zoic. Alright, so we unlocked this thing, a heavy vehicle, and Zotic, not Zoic. I think we'll go with Zotic first. I like Zotic quite a bit. Kind of. I just nice design. I think it looks nice. I like the blue on it that you get by default. It'd be nice if you could change the blue on it, but oh well. Or change the white on it. Overboard 454 looks nice if you use a different color too. But I don't like the color it comes with by default. Shut up, Ballistic. What are you doing? Zotic. This thing, Zotic, of course, also has really nice stats. It has a 4 out of 5 in every category, which is quite acceptable to say the least. I really think that the muscle cars are kind of better overall than any of the other cars you'll find. But anyways, enough talking about random stuff. Let's get into actual car driving. Since this is what this game is about. This is actually, I think, the second shortest Let's Play I've ever done. It's been 6 episodes long. Only 2 recording sessions. I think the shortest I've ever done was Sonic Riders, which was like 4 episodes and 1 recording session. But that was a long time ago. Oh, can I? Nope, I can't. Okay. Ow! Somebody landed on me. Alright. I'm just getting used to playing the game again since I haven't played it in a week. I just now picked it back up, I guess. And it just doesn't feel right racing against other people and not seeing that. Nope, thank you for opening the shortcut for me to use. Somebody picked up that key and that opened up the shortcut for everyone. That blimp is really small. But it doesn't feel right racing and overtaking people without seeing the Vulture.
Get some flames.
Alex's signature signature Vulture vehicle.
Fantastic. Those booster flames will come in real handy. Great. You picked
Just
up
not a
some
real
booster
race, even though
flames.
Alex generally does really badly on the races anyways. Well, this is one
My view in the media
difficulty,
lab. This is gonna be a great day's racing.
but he was strong enough in every other category to do well.
Hold on to first place.
Bombs. Looks like he's tough to avoid.
If you
He's up
power
on the
slide, hold the road
handbrake if
better.
you can on these turns, but it's good to use regardless. And of course hit that, because it does slow you down a little bit. Definitely don't slam on the handbrake, just tap it if you're going to use it. On that, well, on any turn just about, but usually what I do is just kind of pump the handbrake. Or I'll just hold the handbrake and then start pumping it as I get out of the turn.
Use those.
Just to not handbrake too hard.
And into the jump.
Ouch!
Oh, that's a bad one.
Let's pick up from that. Probably wasn't necessary since I was actually on zip strip anyways, which sends your acceleration through the roof, but oh well, I guess.
Hey, power slide on this one to
Zip
hold
strips
the
don't
road.
actually seem to affect your top speed by all that much. More than anything, they just accelerate you. So, useful for that, I guess.
Keep moving. Hold on to first place.
And because this game has what seems to be no rubber banding, there's no way behind me. There's no like big dramatic whirlpool of death below me if I fall off there either. I just kind of, or even a black void. I just fall into the ground.
Stay off the red.
Shut up. I know what not to do.
Fantastic. Those booster flames will come in real
Wow.
handy.
So I've read from 2 different sources that doing a bicycle will supposedly help you turn more quickly. I have no idea if that's true or not because I never really tested it or cared to test it. I think it just looks kind of silly and it's really buggy. And it can get you some points if you really want those like extra 100 points or so you're going to get from it, which can be actually a good bonus. But it, at the same time, like I said, it's buggy. It can make you prone to crashing. Yay, I won wheels. So, understand when you can use it. Don't use it if you're going to be going off any drops, because I'll just make you land right on your side. Game brakes. I actually like the Tiki Island game brakes quite a bit.
This episode of Stunt Track Challenge is brought to you by Tiki Tourist Transit, the only Tiki Island tour that's guaranteed 90% safe. Collect at least 3 decal tokens and get to the exit to raise your car from the dead.
90% to be honest is more than I would expect.
2, 1.
So I think the car we have in today's game break is actually Hammered Coupe.
Collect all 5 pickups.
Whoops.
3, 2.
I'm not sure. I haven't actually read up on what these different vehicles are. It's kind of hard to tell from a top-down view, but it looks vaguely like Hammered Coupe at least. I'm not sure. Can't really tell if it has like that little top bit that Hammered Coupe does.
Get out of there quick.
Man, this thing handles weird though. It turns like crazy. But also slides like crazy. I'm not using a handbrake or anything. Alright, so this part's kind of weird. Drive over this, and then this rock will open. It could give you some kind of indication that you've actually activated the switch when you're on the switch in case you don't notice the rock moving, but whatever. For a long time, I thought you actually had to do was push one of the skulls onto the switch, but whatever.
The exit's open, but there's still 2 left.
Whoa!
That's 4.
And this thing turns tight if you actually use the handbrake. It is very nice. Alright, so head left here, and
Great. Now get to the exit.
let's take a slower route, and for some reason, run to a path with walls that are going down a really steep angle. And you'll go around the longer way and arrive at the beginning.
You're out of there.
Just a nice little loop. I like the actual atmosphere of this place too. I haven't really tested out this game's decals and seeing how they look on all the different cars. I usually just don't like the unlockable decals. Or maybe the decals in this game in general. But I think the default decal sets look nice, but that aside.
Boosting helps you jump further.
Alright, so some extreme jumps that aren't just a couple jumps in a row. Well, there pretty much are this time still, but at least they have turns. It's just more than the last one could say. Yes, I do. Did all the textures load this time? Remember, it doesn't look like the texture load for the snake's body. That will happen sometimes. So the snake will just be like a big frame. Crap. Didn't lose me much, at least. Also, something that's really awkward to do. Do I hold the gas, hit the handbrake, and yeah, hit the gas, do a handbrake, and do a bicycle all without actually setting off your boost? It's really, you need to put your hand in a really awkward position to do it.
Nice. Nicely done.
And just need to be accurate for this one, down the middle. The bicycle for good measure. How fancy. That's a lot of points! Well, although this Bim Kuro's dude did get 1200. That's the highest score I've seen an AI get so far, actually. Huh. Ozzy, how have you managed to get less than 1,000 points so far? The scores that some of these guys will get are laughable. And yeah, the snake's body doesn't have its texture loaded properly, just like red flesh, meaty flesh. It's like the skin just peeled off. That's pleasant. But sometimes, there have been events where I've actually seen computers get like a score of 7. It's really amusing, to say the least. Oh hey, we get to use Twin Mill. Twin Mill and its ridiculous turning and accelerating power.
Blue targets score even more. 3,
Yes, they
2,
do.
1, go!
Of course, you don't actually know. Well, I guess you do know. You see from the designs. Oh yeah, you don't actually know which paths hold which targets. Whoa, why didn't I get to spin? I'm not getting to spin. Why is it letting me spin? Don't know which targets hold, or which paths hold which targets until you actually see those targets appear. So which way you should turn is just kind of a mystery. I think I've taken a way better path than I did. I just do a single flip or twist each time. What? And sometimes it just doesn't let you flip or twist at all. But oh well. 1210, that's probably good enough. Cool. Also, the special stunt challenge vehicles sometimes get boost more quickly than a racing vehicle would. Like Twin Mill gets ridiculous amounts of boost. I don't know why.
This episode of Stunt Track Challenge is brought to you by Tiki Tourist Transit, the only Tiki Island tour.
Wait, you go away.
2, 1, go!
Actually, some racing vehicles also seem to gain boost more quickly than others too.
1 down, 4 to go.
I don't care about that much for this game break actually. I just like the first one a lot. This one I find kind of annoying because you just have little spears like pointing out of everywhere. Your car gets caught on because of how they're shaped.
The exit's open, but there's still 2 left.
2 left and 15 seconds. Cool, 7 seconds for each.
Only 1 left to collect.
But that takes a lot of effort.
Time to get the
Is this the finish? the checkered flag design didn't load. Xbox 360 just doesn't like loading textures sometimes. At least it's not loading textures at all in this, instead of loading the wrong textures like it does in Jet Set Radio Future. That looks really funny when it does, though. Corn with the face of flashing lights from noise tanks texture. Anyways. Speed Freak, these things are always fun. Actually, I love this place.
Targets to score the most points, but watch out for tiki masks, skulls, and spears.
No, well, look, he didn't read that at all.
2, 1,
But seriously, this is one of my favorite events ever. Just because the crashes, with how fast you go and the different things you can hit in midair, the crashes in this are ridiculous. Oh no! Whoa! Just dumb stuff like that.
Okay, we're back. Just keep moving.
And these spawn right next to up. I didn't get any points through that section. That's probably not going to do me much good. Let's do a bicycle to remedy that.
You're rocking now.
I don't think I got any points for that because I didn't actually... Oh! Yeah, if I land that would be beautiful. I don't think I got any points for that bicycle because I didn't land it on my own. Alright, so you might have seen this, seen multiple excerpts of this one particular, that was not very good at all. This particular challenge in my montage video. It worked, I guess. I had, I think, 3 clips from this place. It's primarily the tiki heads that you can hit and have a lot of fun with, but there are also like the spears at the end. Those screw you up pretty badly too. Anyways, man, this episode has been short. But anyways, Overboard 454 we will do. I don't really like the default color on this, so how about we do something more nice looking? White, no. And by default, I think it's this color, isn't it? If it was just a tad lighter, I'd like it. If it was like this, I'm alright with that. Let's do that. Also, I have to give them credit. The developers, I would have shown you right there, but I forgot before I hit the accept and play button. And the decal on the back of this thing, of this vehicle, the one you're seeing right now, connected to the rear window. It's actually, they were kind of smart with that one. They actually took another decal, and part of that decal is fire. So they just stuck that decal on there with its fire sticking out of the window. The rest of the decal's just under the window. Oh, you go away! Don't hit me. Oh, you have to boost to pick up that key. I always wondered where that key was.
Okay, you're good to boost.
Computer, don't go into screensaver mode, please. That makes you paranoid. I have to race. I'm distracted driving right now. Race and using a laptop at the same time.
Get some flames.
Yeah, this car definitely feels like a heavy car. It doesn't turn very well at all.
First place.
Well, this thing turns alright at least.
And it's a hard
Well, it turns just as well as any other heavy vehicle, actually. Heavy vehicles pretty much all play the exact same because they all have the same stats, with the exception of how much boost they have. And no reventing, so I'm pretty much good from here on out.
You're way out in front.
Yes, I am.
Get the trigger to open the secret
Ouch! I missed. Oh well. I didn't realize that actually there was a key there because somebody else picked it up for me last time.
Stay off the red.
Shut up! I'll race line how I want to. I will, however, also get this! Oh, that counted? Okay, cool.
Car's full. It's time to use
Or zip stripping. Not much of one, but oh god!
Stay clear of the bomb so your steering will be tough.
Your steering is fine for the most part. You saw my car kind of jerks around when I hit one of those, but more than anything, I just get slowed down.
Be a great day's racing.
Big tiki man wielding the almighty triangle of the gods. These fly traps are bigger than that tiki man's head. And tiki men have big heads. Notoriously so. Let's see, a little bit of boost for later.
Get the trigger to open the
No!
secret room.
I'll tell you what to do.
From up here,
I was trying to get that key, but I kind of went wrong. Okay, seriously, this is boring. I don't have to actually like fight to overtake anyone or anything. Usually when I drive a heavy vehicle, the entire race is just like one big struggle for me to actually get into first place. And it's not until like the third lap I actually end up in first. Ouch! But this race was not the case. But that was not the case in this race.
some flames.
I don't like that one line of his, get some flames. It sounds so awkwardly cut off, too. Man, I barely made that jump. Felt like even though you always have the same speed and whatnot if you're not boosting. Or if you are. Hey, Colin, you saw how bad I screwed up. I came to a dead stop right there and still nobody in sight. It's a tad forgiving once you actually get ahead, but I'll say this much. He only finished 5 cents behind me. I'll say this much, the last race will actually require some effort, especially if I actually drive a heavy vehicle in it, which I think I will. I don't know what I unlock on the second final episode, but we'll have to see. Speaking of unlocking cars in episodes, though. Oh, I beat him by 1,500 points. I won Wheels, but I also won Muscletone, hooray! And Hot Wheels Prototype 12. Interesting name. But I'll see you guys next time in the next episode. Let's play Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge, or on the next episode of Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge itself as well. Where we, well, take on more stuff. Next is the ever so elusive Zero Gravity Zone. It's actually pretty cool. See you then.
You won this episode! Here's the gold trophy!
Tiki Man got a head.